Welcome to the Hot Mic SE.
For a nation grappling with unemployment, poverty, and inequality, SONA 2025 likely failed to ignite the sense of urgency or hope. President Cyril Ramaphosa began his State of the Nation address by honoring 14 South African soldiers who lost their lives in a peacekeeping mission in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The president paid tribute to each soldier by name, saying they died not for power or resources but to silence the guns on the African continent. He called them heroes who gave their lives for peace. Ramaphosa used SONA 2025 to speak about the challenges facing the world today, including climate change, artificial intelligence, and geopolitical tensions. He said South Africa must navigate these challenges with resilience and unity. The president emphasized that South Africa stands for peace, justice, equality, and solidarity. He also reaffirmed the country's commitment to equal rights for women, persons with disabilities, and the LGBTQ community. The president also spoke on the formation of a government of national unity. Ramaphosa highlighted the need for a capable and professional public service at SONA 2025. He announced a graduate recruitment scheme to attract top talent in the government. The president also addressed challenges in municipalities, saying many lack the skills and resources to deliver basic services like water and electricity. He promised to establish professionally managed utilities to improve service delivery. He stated that the government will undertake extensive consultations to develop an updated white paper on local government. The aim of this white paper is to outline a modern and fit-for-purpose local government system that can better meet the needs of South Africans. He did not, however, acknowledge the issues of corruption, mismanagement, and squandering of state funds at municipal level. He also didn't outline measures that will be put in place to prevent this in future. The president announced a massive infrastructure investment plan, with the government set to spend 940 billion rand over the next 3 years. Key projects include the Mtento Bridge, which will be the tallest bridge in Africa, and the Polihani Dam, which will supply water to several provinces. Ramaphosa also spoke about economic reforms, including efforts to reduce load shedding and improve the performance of state-owned companies like Eskom and Transnet. Ramaphosa said the country had gone 300 days without load shedding since March 2024. The president was wise to admit though there were still risks and SA's energy supply was not yet entirely stable. South Africa is however making progress in its transition to renewable energy with over $13 billion pledged by the International Committee. Ramaphosa went to great lengths to acknowledge the water crisis faced by many parts of the country. He announced that 23 billion rand has been secured for 7 major water infrastructure projects. The president also revealed plans to establish a national water resource infrastructure agency to unlock further investment in water projects. The president announced a 20 billion transformation fund to support black-owned and small businesses over the next 5 years. He also promised to fast-track regulations to ensure women, youth, and persons with disabilities have fair access to government contracts. Ramaphosa said these measures are part of efforts to make the economy more inclusive. The president celebrated the 2024 matric result, which saw an 87% pass rate, the highest in South Africa's history. He also announced plans to expand access to early childhood development and improve literacy and numeracy in schools. Ramaphosa said the government is making progress in preparing for the National Health Insurance Scheme. He did not provide much detail into this reported progress on the plans for the implementation of the scheme. He did, however, announce plans to build and revitalize schools and clinics across the country. The president announced a new approach to housing with a focus on building homes closer to city centers and work opportunities. He said the government will release underutilized state properties for affordable housing and provide 300,000 service stands for housing development. Ramaphosa also promised to clear the backlog of tied deeds for subsidized housing. Ramaphosa said the police are working hard to dismantle organized crime syndicates and reduce violent crime. This, of course, was met with skepticism from his audience present at the SONA 2025. The president said the government is making progress in fighting corruption. He announced that over 10 billion rands has been recovered in state-captured related cases. Ramaphosa spoke about South Africa's role in global affairs, including its presidency of the G20. He said the country is committed to promoting peace, development, and economic integration in Africa. The president also reaffirmed South Africa's support for Palestine and its efforts to find a peaceful solution to the conflict in Ukraine. While the president did not mention Donald Trump or Elon Musk by name, he did take a jab at recent issues, saying that South Africa would not be bullied. What he did address head-on, though, was the issue of the withdrawing of U.S. aid, specifically in the context of HIV and TB funding. The president expressed concern about the potential impact of the U.S. government's decision to suspend some of its funding for HIV and TB programs in African countries for 90 days. He noted that this funding accounts for about 17% of South Africa's HIV spend. Ramaphosa assured the nation that the government has been able to provide funding from its own budget to continue these essential programs. He mentioned that the government is looking at various interventions to address the immediate needs and ensure the continuity of these critical services. President Ramaphosa's address fell short of inspiring hope or offering bold new solutions to South Africa's pressing challenges. While he touched on familiar themes, the speech lacked concrete, actionable plans to address the country's deep-rooted issues. Many South Africans were likely left disappointed, feeling as though they had heard these promises before, with little progress to show for them. For a nation grappling with unemployment, poverty, and inequality, Ramaphosa's speech failed to ignite the sense of urgency or hope. Kindly share your thoughts in the comments about what you think of President Cyril Ramaphosa's SONA 2025 address. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates.